Hey gang, Ronan here. As you can see in this game, we've got Alf Radagast playing the Tier 6 Cachalot, or Cachalot, depending upon how you want to pronounce that. Matchmaking, well, it's not terrible. There's no CV, and that's a big plus. There's a little bit of radar in the form of the Cleveland, possibly the Edinburgh, but unlikely. DD threats include Z31, Eggle, and Gaida. And there is a red U69 to contend with as well. Spawning center of the map, it looks like our hero plans to move toward the Bravo cap. This may be one of the, maybe not the last, but one of the last submarine replays in the current iteration of submarines in the game. It's my understanding from the recent dev blog posts that with the next update, there will be some significant changes to submarines, their spotting mechanics, their weapon systems. In my opinion, at least, good changes all the way around, particularly with regards to the impact that submarines have on the game overall. Like the CV rework, it'll probably take a little bit of back and forth for wargaming to dial in something that can be fun to play and still work within the boundaries of not potentially ruining the game for anybody playing another ship type. And unfortunately, in the current rollout of submarines, if someone knows what they're doing, I think that's kind of what happens. They're pretty much invisible, or can be, as long as the player that is playing the submarine knows what they're doing. They're very difficult to destroy, and as long as you stay near your friendly ships, can be practically impossible to kill. You can see the torpedo range. It's the green line. That's the ping and torpedo range. That's the green circle around the ship on the minimap. And it doesn't happen often, but Bismarck, North Carolina, Anchorage, Prince Idle Friedrich, all pushing into the center. That's going to be a lot of firepower at the Bravo cap. Running along the surface, Alpha will be able to outspot basically everybody but the U69, and that'll be close. There's the Eagle, just popped up on the minimap at what? Foxtrot Golf 3, somewhere in that, yeah, now Golf 3. T61's got him hydroed. U69 is in the Bravo cap, and I don't think he's going to survive long. He really misplayed that, pushing so far south with so many green ships pushing into the cap like that. You can see the Anchorage airstrike, and that's probably just the tip of the iceberg. Akatsuki is rushing in. He'll be able to get depth charges. Well, maybe not. He may have to stop behind the island. Depends upon whether he's detected. Lennon is going to be just within torpedo range unless he turns out. Friendly Leone gets blapped by an Edinburgh. Z31 has pushed into the Bravo cap. Akatsuki's torpedoes are away. I think Akatsuki was going for the Lennon. She's probably going to push the Lennon outside of the torpedo range of Alf's submarine. Now maybe Alf will get some torpedo hits on this U69. Get some torpedoes in the water. Although he may be using the pings just to push the U-69 back. I'm really surprised he doesn't air. Now the torpedoes are out. U-69 might have been better served to run around the far side of that island. And Alf blaps the U-69. Good guys are down one ship, that's the Leona. Bad guys are down a Helena, Eagle, and the U-69. That Z-31, well, he's just straight up in trouble. Anchorage hydro goes up. Z-31 is detected. He's going to have to make a run for it. Yeah, you can't sit there. Sitting there equals getting blapped. Got Akatsuki on one side, Anchorage on the other. He really doesn't have anywhere to go. He's trying to just sit there, I think, and count on his Veneto or Lenin to finish that Anchorage, but that does not look likely. And the torpedoes with the current game setup, you know, once this ping happens, they can just curve right around the island. So even if Z-31 accelerates forward, one of those torpedoes can make it around the corner of the island. Now both of them could. Yep, that's going to be it for Z-31. Nicely done, Al. And that's 2 kills and a total of 2,737 damage. Well, sometimes that's all it takes. Bad guys are down 4 ships now. And it looks like they will soon have not only the Alpha Cap, but also the Bravo Cap. And the bad guys are sitting way back. You got Lenin, Bismarck, Mutsu, Veneto, Bayern, all in, what, 3 or 4 squares up there. Eddie and Cleveland are trying to do what they can. Guide is probably chasing down the Fuso. And given maybe another minute and a half, all of the good guys that are along the Gulf line right now are going to be, that's, you know, G and H. They're going to be pushed up where they can get guns on all these guys and kind of keep them back. And if Cleveland and Edinburgh try to make a push, well, there'll be a lot of big guns that can be trained on them. Right now, where the North Carolina's at, it doesn't really have a shot at the cruisers, but Bismarck is pushing north, Prince Otto Friedrich is pushing north, and they can get guns across and smash those cruisers. They got to be careful, though. They don't want to show broadside to Lenin, Veneto, Bismarck. Cleveland does burn down the Fuso. Guida's probably going to be headed toward the Bravo Cap now. I suppose it's possible that he might run across the Foxtrot Gulf line and you know, try to get torpedoes on Bismarck or the backside of the Bravo Cap. There's Cleveland's radar. And it is definitely time to submerge. The guns are aimed this way. Don't want to get sunk. Down goes the radar. Torpedoes are in the water. Time to start pinging that Cleveland. Airstrikes are coming. There's a fair amount of depth charges. A little bit of damage. First ping on the Cleveland. Detected again. Yeah, Cleveland is maneuvering like mad, trying to avoid the torpedoes. He does manage to avoid one. The rear torp's going to be out here shortly. I imagine somebody's going to blap that Cleveland before the torpedo gets there. But we'll see. More depth charges. Edinburgh finishes off the Lenin. Cleveland finishes off the Akatsuki. And Alf is working to finish that Cleveland, but I knew somebody was going to beat him to it. So Guide is pushed in. The Guide is going to be taking a lot of fire. Eddie finishes off the anchorage. Good guys are now down 5 ships. Bad guys are now down 6 ships. Still anybody's game, but I really give the edge to the good guys here. Guide would have to play miraculously for the bad guys to turn this around, I think. T-61 looks like he's positioned to get torpedoes on the Bismarck. Maybe he's going for Veneto, but my guess, yeah, he's got torpedoes on the way to Bismarck. Gaida is probably going to be looking for a way to get torpedoes on the friendly Bismarck. But Bismarck is running for the island. If he gets around that island, it's going to go badly. Prince Idle Friedrich finishes off the Veneto. Nicely done. Friendly North Carolina is really banged up, and he is a long way away, but those guns, if the player knows what they're doing, can do massive damage. Byron's going to turn away and probably get outside of the range of these torpedoes. Guide is pushed in. He's going to make a game of it. Here comes the airstrike from the Byron. Now pokes his head up just long enough to get off a ping. Takes a little bit more damage. Maybe one more ping. And get some torpedoes away. Let's see the airstrikes, all those depth charges in the water. And Guide is playing it well. He's avoided torpedoes, at least thus far.
Our victory is in sight.
Good guys have a commanding lead. The bad guys are making a big push. So we got an Eddie, a Bismarck, Prince Idle Friedrich facing off with an Edinburgh and a Gaida. Gaida is trying like crazy to get close enough for his depth charges to do some work for him. Those look like they're a little bit behind Alf, and I think Gaida is probably going to get taken out, maybe by the Prince Idle Friedrich's secondaries. No, main guns. And now Alf can surface. And I think that's probably all she wrote for the red team. Gaida does manage to land a torpedo or torpedoes and finish off the Prince Idle Friedrich. Prince Idle Friedrich played a great game. Bottom tier, managed 2 kills. And Alf's played a really great game. He's kept a lot of things spotted. Oof, Gaida also flooded out the Edinburgh. Nice game. So Alf has basically been playing center the majority of the game, and has kept things spotted, kept torpedoes in the water, kept some important ships pinged, which of course is terrifying when you're in a battleship and you get that ping. Edinburgh sitting in his smoke. There's a ping on the Eddie. Sometimes you don't even have to put torpedoes in the water. Just being pinged is terrifying enough to make somebody run away. Rear torpedoes away. Yeah, maybe they'll catch the Eddie before he gets out of there. Another ping for good measure. Enemy Byron smashes the friendly Bismarck. And the bad guys, they're hanging on by by the skin of their teeth, but they are hanging on. It's much closer than this game has any right to be. T-61 looks like he's going to be working to secure the Charlie cap.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
I don't see any way for the bad guys to win this, but they're certainly trying. Eddie's going to probably make a run for the Bravo cap, but I don't think it's going to be enough. T-61 is going to have the Charlie cap. There's really not any way I can see for the bad guys to get to the Alpha cap in time. So even if the good guys don't sink another ship, this looks like a win for the green team. I think I'd probably be tempted to throw torpedoes in through that gap in the islands. This might be a much smarter use of the torpedoes here. Get them in the water toward the Mutsu. It's kind of all over the place. If you start pinging the Mutsu, he will panic. Eddie did push through. My torpedoes, if I'd thrown them through that gap, might have landed, but either way, this is not going to be good for the Mutsu. Here comes the airstrike. You can see all the charges in the water. We get another ping on Mutsu? Nope. I think that's probably going to be enough right there. Oh, so close. Yep, he got him. And with that, I think the good guys have this game securely in hand. That's kill number 3 of keeping score. That's 2 detections, 18 pings, 2 floods on 8 torpedo hits. 2 of those hits were citadels, 3 ships sunk, 1 incapacitation, and 1 captaincy. And our hero is going to have to resurface because he doesn't have any more battery power. You can see the timer is just running out. Now there's no choice. The ship is going to surface. Eddie is literally right behind him. The rear torpedoes up. Can you get those out? Yep. One more ping. Thanks for watching. See you next time.